Okay, now, again, for today, now, I want to talk about the ones that we didn't finish up, all right? So let's knock those out, and then we will go through, and we will do the SAT problem. So here we go. Let's scroll back. Let's see how you're doing. Check your work. So the first one you need to do is 10, right? Did we do 10 already?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't have it on my work.
Oh, no, because we had like 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. Let's go. 10's not on mine. So here we go. So let's see if you got it correct. Now, again, remember, we want parallel, right? So if we want parallel, that means the slope is equal. So I've got to put 3x plus 2y equals 8. 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. So y equals negative 3 halves x plus 4. So we agree. So the slope of the parallel line would have to be what? Negative 3 halves. And we want it in point slope form, which is really nice because that's the easy one. So now we just have y plus 3 equals negative 3 halves times x minus 4. Now, if you don't know that, tell me what? Nothing. That's the y-intercept of this line. I don't need that. Why am I looking at the other line? I'm looking at the other line because I need its slope. I need its slope. That's what I need. What?
I'm stumping guys, but up there 2y equals 8 minus 3x. Is that right? And then I moved it back at the end.
Look, listen. All I'm doing is follow along with me. I need the slope. The slope of this line is negative 3 halves. So the slope of any parallel line would be negative 3 halves. And I should have put the symbol down here, the slope of the parallel. What? Well, so this moved over here. You understand that? Then I divided by 2. And that tells me the slope of the parallel line. Now, it's passing through the point 4 comma negative 3. So I'm using the equation y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And now I'm replacing 4 goes in here, negative 3 goes in here. You good? You all right?
Yeah, the plus 3 is the y-intercept. The opposite.
There's no y-intercept involved.
So plus 3.
I'm
Plus 3.
Yeah, it's plus 3 because it's y minus this y value up here.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yes, that's not the y-intercept though. It's the point that's on the line.
Oh, yeah.
The reason why it's not the y-intercept is because the x is not 0. No. Just follow along. All right. I want parallel. Again, I have to find the slope. So here, negative 5y equals negative 3x plus 10. Dividing by negative 5. Y equals 3/5 x minus 2. What?
So like, even if it starts as in the equation it has 3x minus 5x, when you move the 5x, it stays negative.
I don't know what you're talking
5y,
about.
yeah, when you move the 5y.
If you wanted to move the 5y, the 5y would be positive.
How do you say move the 3x?
Just, can you stop, Austin? Just let me have a conversation with him. You don't have to tell him what he's saying. Rivers,
Okay, yeah, I get it.
you with me? Now, I personally like moving the y over. If you can find the slope mentally, that's what I'm hoping you can do. Some of you guys can do that. Some of you cannot. That's why I'm showing you the steps. If you told me last night that the slope is 3/5, that's good. You don't need to do all the work. Those of you guys who can't say the slope is 3/5, now you're following my work. So I want parallel. So what is the slope of the parallel line?
3/5.
3/5. Do I care about this y-intercept? No, I'm writing a totally new line that has this point, 1 comma -6. Max, you ready? So now y minus -6, y plus 6 equals 3/5 times x minus 1. Now it's not in the right format, so I have to distribute the 3/5. Y plus 6 equals 3/5 x minus 3/5. Do you agree with that? Now I'm subtracting 6. If I subtract 6, you can do it on your calculator, or you can say, I know 6 is -35. So -3 minus 30 is -33/5. That's the correct answer. Right?
You're subtracting 6, right?
That's right.
I did that on my calculator. And I did that.
What did you get?
I got 27 over.
You just because you didn't do -3/5. All right, here we go. Again, we're doing parallel. So now here, come on guys, this is what I'm saying about being smart. The y is negative, so I'm just going to move it over. So now y equals, I can clearly see that the slope is 5. Anybody have any issue with that? The slope is 5. Slope is 5. Anybody have any problems with the slope being 5? I don't need the y-intercept. I'm just interested in the slope. Now I have a point. I have a slope. So this is the easy problem. Y plus 5 equals 5 times x minus 2. Really, really, really important. All right, here we go.
19.
Now, 19.
We did 18.
Okay, look at 19. All right, x equals 3. What kind of line is x equals 3? Everyone should be able to tell me. It's just a vertical line. We know that because we've done it 1,000 times. X equals 3 is vertical. If you don't know that, write it down again. Make yourself a new note. X equals 3 is a vertical line. So if I'm drawing a line that's parallel to a vertical line, it should be what? It should be what kind of line? Vertical also. So remember, all vertical lines are in the form x equals. So what's the x value of the point? That's the y value, -4. That's the answer, x equals -4. All right, let's do 20 real quick.
Are these gonna be able to?
What could I do if people ask me that question? All right, y equals -4. Here we go. Y equals -4 is what kind of line?
Horizontal.
Horizontal. So if I'm going to be perpendicular to a horizontal, it's probably what? Vertical. How do I write a vertical line? X equals. What's the x value? Look, guys, I'm just telling you it's easy to understand that. Right, but you have to understand what x equals and what y equals. All right, here we go. On number 21, y equals -4. What kind of line is y equals -4? Horizontal, because we've already said it a bunch. Now, I want to be what? Parallel. If I want to be parallel, it's going to be what? Parallel.
Oh, wait.
right? If you're parallel to a horizontal line, you have to be horizontal, right? So the equation is y equals, what's the y value? 7. Y equals 7. Y equals -4. These are parallel lines. This is the answer, y equals 7. All right, last one. X equals 7. What kind of line is that? Vertical. I want to be perpendicular to a vertical. Perpendicular to a vertical is a horizontal. So the answer is y equals -4. That is correct. Right, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. If you understand the concept of x equals y equals, whether it's parallel or whether it's vertical or it's horizontal, the question is easy once you understand that. All right, but some of you still are not familiar enough with that. All right, now I spent too much time, so here we go. Which of the following equations? What?
And
Okay, so here we go. Stat. Edit. Now, do I have to type them all in, or can I just type in 2? You can type in 2 if you want to write the equation of the line. So under L1, I'm going to type in what numbers? -1 and 0. Under L2, I'm going to type in 1 and 2. Then go stat. Then go over to calc. Then go down to 4. Hit enter all the way through. And what is my answer? Y equals, which is A. Now, I can't help you, all right? You're not going to know how to do it tomorrow if you're not doing it now on your calculator. All right? And you don't really need to know that because 0, 2 is the y-intercept. For those of you guys who are thinking, 0, 2 is the y-intercept. The only thing with the y-intercept of 2 is A, but I don't care about that. What does it say? So that means you didn't clear out the list properly. You have to clear out the list. You only want to type in L1, -1, 0, and under L2, 1, 2. Clear the list. All right, here we go. Tell me, Sean, if that doesn't work. 24, which of the following is an equation of line in the XY plane that has a slope of 2 and passes through the point 0, 3? I can't help you. Everybody, come on. What is this one? Austin. Why?
Oh, because you have to put it in the point slope, and then I converted it back to.
You are awesome. So the answer is A. What's a quicker way than doing that, though? Y equals mx plus b, because I want everybody, if you didn't know this, does everybody understand what I'm saying? I can't tell you this on a test. You just have to look at that and say, wow, 0, 3 is the what? The y-intercept. Right? If you know that, the problem is easy. The only possible answer is A. Right? Because you're looking y equals mx plus b. Change m with 2 and y-intercept is 3. Y equals 2x plus 3. I'm happy. Issues. Everybody is good. Gray, you're doing good. All right. Someone else. William. All right. Thank you, bud. Here we go. This one, I like typing it in on my calculator. Now these, all right. Type in L1 and L2. Come on, type them in, get the practice. What is it? I don't know what you mean. What is L1? L1 are the X's, L2 are the Y's. Come on, girls. Did you figure it out? What is the answer?
B.
Somebody said B. I'm not sure if I believe them.
You would be.
Yeah, of course.
B.
Please do it on your calculator. And Max, I know you're working hard, so let me know if you're having trouble. You hear me? Good, it's easy. Come on, use your calculator. You're good at programming.
I got
B? Everybody happy with B? Anybody having issues? All right, let's go. Let's move to 26. Okay, they're asking about 50.25. I want everybody to make yourself a note here, please. 50.25. What is 50.25 referring to? It is the what? There's one word. It's called the what?
Slope.
Slope. Which means it is a change. They're looking for something that has to do with change. Is it A? Is it B? No, because that's not talking about what? That's not talking about change. Come on, please listen. They're asking about the slope. Slope is referring to change. Cannot be A, cannot be B. Now, 50.25. Listen to me. I want everybody's eyes up on the board. 50.25 over 1. 50.25 talks about the change in what? C. 1 represents the change in what? T. Please make yourself a note of that. The top, everybody thinks the top is 50.25 T, so they correspond that to T. That is not true. 50.25 is the change in what? C. Because slope is change in Y over change in X. That's a fraction, so it's over 1. So that would be when T changes 1. All right? So let's read C. The approximate increase in years is 50.25 increasing in years. No, is that correct? No, that's not correct. All right, I can't help you if you're not listening to me and you're not wanting to ask me a question. Does everybody understand why most people put down what? C, because it says 50.25 T stands for time, so they assume that 50.25 goes to what letter? Does it go to T? No, it does not. The number in front of the T goes with the change in C, not the change in T. All right, hopefully that's getting through your brain. Tomorrow it's on the test for sure. All right, so I'm happy with you. If you understand that's D, I'm super proud of you. You're awesome. You got it. You understand slope. All right, 27. It says the two graphs above show the total amounts of money that Ian and Jeremy each have deposited into their saving accounts for the first 7 weeks after the opening of their accounts. After they made their initial, everybody underline or highlight initial deposits. What does initial stand for in the equation of a line? What? Yes, but what is the first course? Well, what's that word? No.
Isn't it the
Yes, it is called the, say it. Yes, initial. Make sure you write that down. When someone tells you something is initial, that's the beginning. That's when T equals 0. That is the y-intercept. You need to know that if you want to do well on standardized tests. Initial is the y-intercept. That's what they're talking about. The initial amount is the y-intercept. That is the starting spot. How do I know it's the starting spot? Because that's when the x value is 0. That's what initial means. So it says, how much more did Ian deposit each week? All right. So their initial deposit was, Jeremy's was what? 300. And then Ian started with what? 100. So this is Ian, this is Jeremy. Next week, Jeremy had how much? 350. Ian had how much? 200. How much more did Ian deposit each week? So Jeremy deposited how much each week? 50. Ian deposited 100. So how much more? 50. Right? How much more, right? Each week, one person added 50. 1 week, each person added what? 100. How's that, guys? Everybody with me? All right, that's just reading carefully. That's all it is. Reading carefully. All right, let's go. 28. A pool initially contains 1,385 cubic feet. That is probably the what? Initially contains, what is that? The y-intercept. Are all the y-intercepts correct?
Yeah.
Look at A, B, C, D. Are all the y-intercepts correct?
Yes.
Yes, because they're all positive 1,385. Now, a pump begins emptying the water out at a constant rate of 20. Rate is a what? Slope. Thank you. Everybody needs to write that down. Rate is a slope. Rate is a slope. So we're emptying it out. So is that plus or minus? Minus. So which ones can I cross out? C and D. Now I'm emptying out how many? 20 every what? So that is the slope, which is what? A. Guys, I don't understand, right? I'm trying to break it down so simple for you. If you're not participating, you're going to go lost tomorrow. If you're understanding what I'm saying, it's not that difficult. All right, you have to know slope is a rate. All right, when they ask you about the rate, it's got to be some change involved. All right, so let's do 29. Okay, Raymond's weekly income consists of a base salary for a 40-hour work week plus overtime pay. The overtime pay is equal to an hourly rate for the time that Raymond works in addition to his 40-hour work week. Raymond's weekly income in dollars can be represented by 800 plus 30x, where x is the total number of hours Raymond works over 40 hours. Now, oh my gosh, that seems like forget this problem. I had to read a little bit. So that's what they're counting on. As you're reading, you're kind of getting lost. Stay focused. All right. So it says $800 plus 30x, where x is the total number of hours Raymond works over 40 hours. What is the best interpretation of 800? Well, I've already tried to tell you 800 is called the what? Y-intercept. That is the what? Initial amount. Thank you. Wow. Sounds good, doesn't it? So the correct answer is, read A, B, C, D. Now, what's wrong with C and D? The total number of hours in a year that Raymond works in addition to his normal 40-hour week. Raymond's hourly wage in dollars per hour for the time worked. No, I want to know 800. You told me was the y-intercept, which has to have something to do with the initial amount. Which one of those talks about the initial amount? A, Raymond's base salary. That's his initial amount. That's what he's going to make. The other is his overtime money that he's going to make. That's 30x. All right, which basically means he gets paid $30 an hour for overtime. All right, hopefully you can read that. All right, I'm asking you to look it over tonight. All right, make sure you're reading carefully. All right, here we go with number 30 now. Now, this one, guys. We want to find the line of best fit. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Right? So we can do the calculator. Now, somebody tell me what the y-intercept is. So what's the answer?
C.
C. Oh, C.
Because it's not negative.
Because it's the only one that has a y-intercept of what? 54. All right. But now we're going to practice. All right. We're going to practice just to make sure because I don't want to make a mistake. I think the answer is C, but I can be deceived. All right. So what point is on the graph for sure? 0, 54, right? Now I'm looking, following along, trying to find another point that's exactly on the graph.
7,
What is it?
763.
No, 5. 5, like 5.
Oh, I like 4 even better, guys. 4 is the one I would choose.
460, yeah.
460. Does everybody agree 460?
Yeah.
Let's do 460. And type that on your calculator. Calculating line of best fit.
Oh, wait, oh, wait.
B 54.
Is that correct? C is pretty close.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, B.
you got it. Are you working it? You got the
Yeah.
calculator? You know how to type it in? I wish you would tell me if you don't. What?
1.5.
7 divided by 5. Do that on the calculator.
1.4.
So not exactly, right? But it's only an estimate. So I'm thinking that's pretty good. Right? Everybody okay with that? Anybody having issues? All right, 31. So which of the following is the best interpretation for the slope of the line of best fit shown for these data? So the slope is the change in what?
Y over 2.
Right. And what's the y? The change in percentage over what? The change in years since 1987. So what does that say? The actual increase in the percentage of household with the cable each year. Do we agree that's a possibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that's the right answer. I'm saying that's a possibility.
Wait, it can't be the actual.
The actual increase, I'm reading them all, right? It sounds reasonable. The predicted increase in the percentage of, is it a prediction?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk about that one. And the actual increase in the number of households. Now, the slope is a change, correct?
Yeah.
So the actual increase in the number of households with cable to, you guys listen, there's too much for me to try to explain for you on this one. So on 31, you can just hit omit for me. All right, I don't want to try to, it is because they're talking about the line of best fit, it's actually B, the predicted. All right. Is everybody with me on that? But again, that's kind of not as straightforward as I want. All right. So if you understand what I'm saying, that it's B, then I'm okay with that. If not, you don't have to study that problem. All right, let's look at 32. Wow, now this one is perfect for us, right? Because it's how they do it on the calculator. So everybody do that on the calculator real quick. And some of you I see are getting pretty fast at it.
1.25. A equals 1.25.
So I'm not sure what the answer is though.
I got 1.25.
Yeah.
1.25
But I'm saying it's not, what is it asking for though?
Value of A plus B.
It's asking for A plus B.
3.25.
Now, again, that's something that they do on the SAT a lot. All right, they let you solve an equation, then they want you to do something with the answers, right? Now, once again, does anybody have any issues with how to type that in on the calculator? All right, so you're going stat, edit, right? Put in L1 and L2, then stat, calc, go to line, hit enter all the way through, and it tells you what A and B are. But then you're supposed to do what? Add them together. Right? Is everybody else coming up with 3.25? I'm not doing the problem. I'm saying, is everybody okay with 3.25?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, here we go on 33. So we have the scatter plot above, which is closest to the difference between the actual number of home runs and the number predicted for 2003. Come on, let's do this, guys. Let's find 2003 and then tell me. Come on, this is you just being smart, reading. Tell me. How did you get that?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
So we're looking at 2003, which is right here, right? You agree? So in 2003, it looks like about what? 4,500, right? But then that one's about what? 5,250 is not bad. Then subtract. Look at that. Yeah. See, it's not bad. Actual and predicted. Actual and predicted. Anybody have any issues? All right. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at 34. It says, between which two consecutive months did the average price decrease the most? Do you agree? Right? Because we're decreasing, which means the slope is negative, right? Yeah, June and July.
That was all of it.
Yep. Hard to believe those are SAT questions. All right, 35. Here we go. In the XY plane above, we want the line K is parallel to L. So what is the slope of the parallel line going to be? Come on, guys. This is just you knowing what's the slope of the parallel line going to be.
So the theory going to be
Did anybody get that? Is anybody? Wait a minute now. I'm not sure. I'm confused here. Why you think the slope is 3? What is this slope right here? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at this picture right here. All right, so I was wrong. So here, this is telling me in the problem that the slope is what? 3, right? So we want the parallel line, so that slope has to be what? 3, so it's not B or A, right? So now we can write the equation in point slope form and convert it over. So y minus 10 equals 3 times x minus 3. Distributing the 3, y minus 10 equals 3x minus 9. Add 10, y equals 3x plus 1. D. You okay with that? That's exactly what we did on the homework. All right. Now the graph. All right. Which of the following could be the equation? First of all, is that slope positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, so we know it's not.
And, no,
Well, they're all negative. All right. What's the y-intercept?
Y-intercept is
4.
4. So now I know it's not what? I know it's not A or D. Now you just have to calculate the slope. Is it down 1 and over 3, or is it down 4 and over 3? I'm sorry, is it down 3 and over 2 or down 1 and over 3? What is it?
I was gonna ask, why isn't it 8 or D?
Because the y-intercept is not 8.
It's gonna be
What is
on
the y-intercept? 4. So it's not A or D,
Oh, okay.
right? Because those y-intercepts are 8. What? Somebody said C, down 1 over 3. Yeah, that's what I'm looking like. Because if I go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 2, I'd be right there, right? So I'm happy with you. C is correct. Good? Everybody good? Now, does everybody understand we could plot the point 0, 4, and we could plot the point 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, man. They counted by 2s, guys. See how they can mess me up? Does everybody see that? Look at that, guys. I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong. I'm just counting by 1s, right? Look, this is how I've missed several questions. I'm telling you, does everybody see you're counting by 1s going up,
Count 2s.
counting 2s on the side? So let's see if I made a mistake. All right, let's see if we made a mistake. So I go down 1, and if this point is right, so see, I'm going to come over here and say this point right here is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that point is 12, comma 0. So everybody do that. Calculate the slope. Slope equals 0 minus 4 over 12 minus 0. Negative 4 over 12 is negative 1/3. So we did get the right answer.
Can you say whatever the open and then outer like you go?
Yeah, I'm just saying I couldn't tell exactly what this was because to me it almost looks like it goes to 4, but that was okay, right? If I go down 3 and over 2 stops here, so I definitely knew that wasn't correct anyway. All right. 36 was, I'm just telling you, be careful on the test with the scales. All right, here we go. Now, yeah, so this is, what does T represent, the X or the Y?
X.
X. So they're asking about the X-intercept. They're asking about the X-intercept. All right. So here, an equation, what is the meaning of the X-intercept? Oh, wait a minute, guys. I do remember this problem now. There was a graph here that in my hurry to get this thing done, I forgot to show you a graph. Everybody with me? Yeah, I know. So 37 is
That's secretary.
yeah. No. She doesn't do SATs. I do SATs. So that's I'll take that one. All right. This one is the graph is not available. All right, the graph is not there. All right. So we have one more. Let's just make sure.
Wait, Mr. Shaw,
What?
for that one, is it possible to do it without-
No.
You need to see where the line is.
No, because if I showed you the graph, it's a weird graph. All right, you can't really do that one. All right. Now, really quick, number 38. It says the scatter plot above shows the revenue. What does it say? In year 4, the difference between the actual and the predicted.
5.
Is everybody okay with that? 5. Good job, guys. All right, I feel pretty good. All right, I feel pretty good. Please, I promise you, it's the same stuff. The same exact stuff. There's 10 writing the equations and 10 SATs. All right, I feel much better about the SATs today. I promise you. If you paid attention, listen, it's not difficult. I'm not, it's no tricks whatsoever. All right, good job for today, guys. That was really good. All right, take care.